It was December 23rd and Officer Bronco came back to the Lightfoot house. Go away, okay, Ian snapped. Laurel and Barley ran in. Hands off my little brother, you're not hurting him anymore, he said firmly. You're not hurting my son, Laurel also said firmly. But Officer Bronco grabbed him by his hair. Mom, Barley, help. Ian yelled. Ian kicked, bit, punched, screamed. Barley tried saving Ian but was too late. Ian was thrown into traffic and was hit by a car and was sent flying from the street to almost their porch. Ian fell on rocks. I'm right here, Ian, Barley said, but Ian was slowly closing his eyes. Ian, please stay with Mom, come here, I am coming. Hi honey, you okay, she asked. Ian's eyes were almost closed. Buddy, stay awake. And then Ian's eyes completely closed. Barley's heart sunk. He's still breathing, thankfully. Call the ambulance, Barley, please, Laurel said. I&or Jay, it's okay sweetie, Mom is right here, she said as she was stroking her unconscious son's hair. Barley grabbed his phone and was going to call the ambulance. But thankfully neighbor saw the whole thing. Is he okay? Laurel shook her head. I'll call an ambulance, it's okay, the neighbor said, and the neighbor called the ambulance. Barley ran over to thank them. Thank you so much. No, you go spend time and be by your brother. It's okay, Ian, I'm right here, you're safe with Mom and I promise, he said. I'm worried, Mom, he's gonna wake up in the ambulance and not realize we're not there, Barley said. Laurel put both hands on her oldest son's shoulder. Barley, I know, but we probably can't go since he's unconscious, she responded. Yeah, I know, but if he wakes up, Barley quickly interrupted him. He'll be okay, she said. Barley looked at Ian's jaw. Both sides were really badly bruised and it looked like his legs are broken again. The ambulance came and so did the police. Arrested Bronco and put him in a high-security prison. As they picked up in gently, Laurel and Barley freaked out. Ian's back looked extremely stiff, most likely broke it in and most likely is a spinal cord injury. This position will be paralyzed for the rest of his life from the back down, the paramedic said. Laurel and Barley lost it. Barley then hugged each other. I love you so much. The neighbor that called the ambulance offered to drive them to the hospital since they were both in a very emotional state. Yes please, thank you so much, Laurel. They let the ambulance go first. I was going fast. I'm gonna go try to go as fast as I can, as fast as the ambulance is going. Barley just watched the ambulance go. He started punching the car. I'm so sorry, he said. That's good, the neighbor responded. I'm so angry. Why would someone do such a thing to my little brother? I don't know, Barley, but he's gonna be okay. Okay? Laurel replied. I'm worried about him waking up in the ambulance, Barley said. Why do you say that? Is he going to be okay? The neighbor asked. I hope so, Barley replied. He has an anxiety disorder which causes him to have really bad anxiety attacks. I'm so sorry to hear, the neighbor responded. Thank you, but he's allergic to wheat, eggs and peanuts, and actually 2 weeks ago he had an allergic reaction to wheat the first time and he has EpiPens because he was previously allergic to peanuts, but we had to call an ambulance and he did all by himself. Well, I was really brave of him, the neighbor answered. Yeah, I know, and Barley took a deep breath. About 8 months ago it was his birthday and he wanted to go on a quest because he's a wizard, but the same person for him pushed him down the steps and broke both his legs and he was in a wheelchair for 6 months. Made any that I don't even know is breathing, Barley said. Last time we saw him he was honey, Laurel said. Sorry, I'm just really concerned about my brother. I know, Bar, I am concerned about him too. Ian was still unconscious when they got to the hospital. They X-rayed him all over to see what he broke. He broke his back completely and half his legs all over again and tore every ligament in his knee and his Achilles. He just basically did the whole broken legs on his birthday process over again, and he had broken both sides of his jaw, so they wired it shut. Barley still refused to leave Ian's side. Oh Ian, I'm right here, it's okay buddy. Barley started singing their favorite song from their childhood. I tip my hat to you, I do just that, but bum bum bum, take it right off to for you, but I haven't got a hat but a bum bum. Barley wiped a few of his tears and then continued, I'm just a college boy even at that, bum bum bum, I tip my hat to you but I haven't got a hat but a bum bum. I'm really not a sap, it's plain you see ours, but if I wore a cap they never let me back in the university. Barley wanted to finish the song but he just lost it again. Later they heard a thumping noise. Who is Ian? Trying to figure out where he is in that around daze. He tried getting up but couldn't. No buddy, you can't get up. And then Ian felt his jaw and got really worked up. I know buddy, he wanted to hug Barley so bad but knew he couldn't. It's going to be okay Ian, you're in need a long surgery but you're going to be okay buddy. Okay Ian. Barley, grab a pen and paper so Ian could write up what he needs to say. What all happened to me, he wrote on the paper. Well, Ian, you broke both your legs again, just like you did on your birthday. You did the whole process over. I mean, you broke your femur, your knee, your ankle, both. You tore every ligament in your knee, ruptured her Achilles legs. You broke your jaw and you broke your back and have a spinal cord injury. Ian freaked out when he found out he broke his back. Barley continued, you're gonna be paralyzed for the rest of your life. Ian cried even more. It's okay, it's gonna be okay, I promise, Barley said. Ian tried hugging him but he couldn't, so Barley held his hand. Thankfully you only need that thing in your jaw for one day. Ian tried giving a smile but it hurt. Laurel had to go home to let Blasey out. Ian, I got to go home, she said, started to cry more. I'm coming back, honey, she said. Oh buddy, it's okay, I'm here and you're safe forever now. I promise to keep my promise this time and I'm so sorry for breaking it once more. I'm truly sorry, Barley said. Meanwhile at the house, the neighbor offered to let Blasey. Oh my gosh, thank you so, Laurel said. You go back and see your son, I'll let her out as much as she needs to be. The neighbor replied, thank you, can I pay you? No you can't, thank you so much, you're the best, Laurel responded. No, my treat, God bless your son and have a Merry Christmas, the neighbor replied. Here's my phone number, in case anything is wrong please call me. Thank you so much, Laurel said. I'm back, honey, the neighbor is super nice and offered to let Blasey out as long as we're in the hospital with you. Ian, 1 day later, Ian got his wire out and could talk a little bit, but I hurt so he just muttered stuff under his breath. Hey mom, he said extremely softly. Yes Ian, she answered. What am I able to eat, he asked. Well, not much, you can always have ice cream. Ian smiled a little too big and winced. Careful how much reason you're smiling, try not to smile too much yet, Barley said. And I will get you some yogurt and make you some smoothies. It's going to be okay, buddy, and then when you can have your regular diet again I'll take you out for anything, buddy. And for your back it's going to be difficult, but you're still gonna be your happy self, positive and confident. You're going to get through. Ian gave a small smile and once again winced. Ian, I'm so sorry to see you in so much pain, Barley said, and he put his hands on Ian's shoulder in a fatherly manner. Being only 3.5 years apart, it was hard for Barley to be Ian's older brother and parent him at the same time. 3 weeks later they went home. They were surprised they got to go home so early. Ian had a feeding tube in his nose from losing so much weight by not eating, had lost more than 25 pounds. Barley was home for a few days. Ian and Laurel let Barley leave the hospital for a few days. Barley heard the door open followed by a rolling noise. Barley ran over to see what was going on and was shocked. Oh Ian, you're home, and pulled Ian into a hug. Then Blasey came in and jumped on Ian, almost fell backward out of his wheelchair, but both Laurel and Barley were quick to grab him and save him. Blasey, Barley yelled. Oh girl, I missed you so much. Did I miss you? Yes, of course I did, Ian said to his dragon. Barley went into the kitchen. Blasey sniffed at Ian's armrests, concerned. I am going to be in here for the rest of my life, Ian said. Ian pushed his wheelchair over to the kitchen table. Barley just sadly looked at him. Are you okay, Bar? Ian asked. I'm fine, just don't want to see you like this for the rest of your life, Barley answered. Barley, we're going to get through this, okay? It's just like you said, I'm gonna have any challenges and things I can't do anymore, but we're gonna be a happy, positive, confident selves. And this dang feeding tube is coming out in 4 weeks. Thank you, Ian. I don't want to do without you, Barley said. You'll always have me, Ian replied. Barley walked over to Ian so he could talk to him. So how are you coping with having a feeding tube? It's annoying, Ian said. What bothers you about it? Barley asked. Oh, just it dangling from my nose, and it's irritating when it has to be changed, Ian replied.